Hi everyone, Chris Petrie here. This is Watercolor in 5, brand new channel. This is just a quick little excerpt in the beginning here of my video. I have a main channel. It's called Chris Petrie, my name, very simply, ChrisPetri. That's my main channel. I've been on YouTube for probably it's been a little more over 4 years now. I've been making videos. I have over 200 videos there, and I've been painting watercolor for 15 years now. So that's another second channel now. You can also, if you see this channel and you are excited about watercolors and you want to get into it even more, and this is just 5 minutes at a time of doing some little tidbits and interesting ideas and concepts and techniques of watercolor in a quick, short format, which is not going to be as much, time-consuming. I can't get all of my information that I'd really like to share with everybody in my main channel because we're doing full approximately 1 hour videos where we're creating a painting. This is one of my recent paintings we did. So this is the kind of work we do on my main channel. This is just a beautiful little kind of like a seascape, streetscape scene. There's an ocean in the background there, and some buildings and homes and a factory, some trees and some nice shadowing and lots of color. So this is the kind of stuff we do on my main channel. And again, I can't really teach everything I want to on my main channel. So this is why I created my second channel here, Watercolor in 5. So we're going to get right into it here. I'm just going to go over my colors that I use on a consistent basis, and I've been using this palette for about 15 years now, and I haven't changed any of the colors really. Once in a while I'll introduce a new color maybe and put it into the palette with some double stick tape like this. So some double stick tape with one of these plastic half pans, and I just put it into the palette like that, and that's fine. Then I can add a new color once in a while and try it out for a month or two and see how I like it, and go from there. But here let's kind of just go over the colors that I use on a daily basis. We have alizarin crimson, a nice beautiful red. It's great with florals and flowers, things like that. Then we have cadmium red, an opaque red, really nice for all applications. And then we're going to go into some cadmium orange. And cadmium yellow. And cadmium lemon yellow. So these are the colors I'm using on a daily basis. And we're going to go into some yellow ochre. That's an opaque golden yellow. Beautiful earth tone. We're going to have some raw sienna, very similar color to yellow ochre, just it's a little more transparent. So you're going to have a little more light showing through the paper, through this raw sienna. Then we're going to go with raw umber. Raw umber is a little darker than the raw sienna and yellow ochre. Nice earth tone. Burnt sienna, beautiful. Reddish brown. And then we have burnt umber, beautiful brown, nice and rich color, earth tone. Landscapes, all the gold and brown colors for beautiful landscaping paintings. And then we're going to have some chromium of oxide green. This is a very opaque green. Very interesting. And then we have olive green. And sap green. Sap green is Getting toward the cooler, more blue in that green. A little cooler green. And darker in tonal value. And then we're going to go into some Viridian, kind of a turquoisey color. It looks really awesome. And that's our top row here. And then we'll move over to the mineral violet, beautiful purple color. Great for shadows and flowers. Just great. And French ultramarine blue. That's the darkest of my three blues here. Darkest tonal value can be achieved with the French ultramarine blue. Great for seascapes and water and sky colors. Cobalt blue. This is a little bit lighter than the French ultramarine blue. A little more opaque. And then cerulean blue. Quite a bit more opaque than the other two blues. It's lighter in tonal value. This is again great for sky colors and water. Just a great blue. Probably one of my favorites as far as colors go. And then we have ivory black, which is a warm black, so that's really nice. You can see it's got a warmer feel to it. It's not as cool. And then we're going to go into our Payne's Gray. That's our second black we use, and that's more of a cooler black. And you can kind of see how it's more, there's some more of a bluer, there's a blue tint to this. You can see that there as we thin it out a little bit with some water. And then also, too, this is an experiment color. I don't use this that often, but it is nice to have, and I've been using it occasionally, just trying it out. This is a peacock blue, very high intensity blue, really exciting. And that's my palette, basically. So I hope you enjoyed this. I just went through the names of each of the colors. If you want, you can always email me at chrispetri@att.net, and I can send you my cut sheets. I have some watercolor charts, and I have it on a PDF file, so I can just send it in. I can zip it over in an email. And this is my different color charts that I made, showing my main palette. This is the one we just went over just now. And that's all the maybe additional colors I sometimes use, like experimental colors or colors that I don't maybe use all of the time, but I might use them occasionally. And this here is a, I think I don't, let's see if I have this. This is a list of the names, a more, so that's the list of colors. You can probably pause your video and you'll be able to write down all the names of the colors. And I have the colors next to each of the color swatches that I did on the right-hand side. So that kind of gives you an idea of what the color looks like as it goes. And I also have this in my PDF file that I send out. This is just a chart that shows some other colors. These are not some probably quite a few of my colors are in this list. I got this list at another teaching workshop a few years back, but it's really great. It kind of shows you the breakdown of the different colors from warm and cool colors, how they transfer over as far as if they're transparent or if they're opaque, if they're staining or non-staining. So this is a valuable chart to have too if you want to get more in depth into colors and what they how they react on paper. So if you want to do a painting that's more transparent, you would buy or purchase the colors that you that will achieve a more transparent look in your painting. If you're not so worried about opaque or transparent paints, you can choose from both sides of this list. These are showing you the opaque, more opaque paints, or if they're actually considered opaque by the manufacturers. And then over here again, staining and non-staining. That would be if you wanted to lift up some paint off your paper with a tissue if you're painting, or if you wanted to make a correction. A staining paint might be hard to lift off your painting once it's onto the paper and you've brushed it onto your paper. Whereas non-staining, you might be able to make a correction a little easier and lift off the color off your watercolor paper if you wanted to make a change, or if you had a smudge or something that you wanted to correct. And then other than that, everything's pretty much self-explanatory, but paints are great to think about. I think in the beginning, if you just kind of go with the idea that whoever you're painting, as far as if you have a favorite watercolor artist that you follow all the time, and you're working with their teaching books, DVDs, YouTube videos, whatever it is, you'd want to use their palette. This way it's just much easier when you're looking at their work. You can figure out what paints and what colors they're using quicker, and you can identify it faster. But I think the main thing is trying to keep the same, your paints in a logical format, which is warmer to cooler. So you would put your warm colors on one side of your palette as you go, and then, on the other side of your palette, you'd have your cooler colors. Some artists don't do it in that fashion, but that's fine. It depends on the way your palette is set up too. There's all different types of palettes. And we'll get into more palette videos. I'm going to probably do another 10 or 15 videos on watercolor setups as far as your palettes, your paints, colors, different types of palettes and so forth. But I just wanted to start here by giving you my colors. This is the colors I use on a daily basis in all my work, and hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next video. Again, if you like, please hit the thumbs up, and of course, please consider subscribing, and also to my other website, Chris Petri, ChrisPetri, and that's on YouTube as well. And we have videos we make every week, all year long. All right, everyone, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.